Hey everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of Cyber Caffeine Chats, where we're taking a complex topic and breaking it down into smaller, easier to understand chunks. Well, in this series, we're talking about all things AI security. We're having a look at various different ideas to take a defense in-depth approach to securing your AI systems, whether that's from preventative controls, detection and response capabilities, also exploring a proactive way in which you can reduce your risk for your users and your data as well. It's my hope that if we have an explore through these various concepts, you're going to find something new and insightful that you hadn't considered before when it comes to cybersecurity in the AI ecosystem. Well, before we dive in and talk about the serious stuff, let's have a look at this month's example of a weird and wonderful way in which we can use AI tools today. Okay, so what are we talking about today? Well, as I mentioned, we're staying on the topic of prevention. Now, if we're looking at the analogy of protecting our castle, this is kind of like the front gate. And we've got all of these different technologies, all these different concepts that are also very useful, but having a front gate, having prevention practices in place is very foundational if we want to take a defense in-depth approach. It's really important to the core of our security. Previously, we talked about prevention on the endpoint. We're looking at users leveraging applications, AI apps on laptops, on servers, on workstations, things like that. We looked at network-based prevention as data's moving around to and from various AI applications. And today we're going to be zoning more to the AI attack surface. Specifically, if you're looking at building your own LLMs and you're thinking of exploring some models to put inside your own business processes. So it's really popular now for businesses to want to do this. And with any new technology evolution, be it through cloud, through containers, whatever it may be, now it's AI. If you want to give yourself a competitive advantage, you need to jump on this and you need to start baking these into your systems as quickly as possible. It's easy to start going down the path of this, thinking about all the benefits and all the improvements it's going to make, but not considering security. And if you don't think about that, if you don't put that in place from the start, you're going to put yourself at risk. Attackers are coming up with a bunch of new ways, a bunch of new inventive techniques to trick models, to steal sensitive information, leaking things out of there, to inject malicious information into these models. And they're getting more and more advanced with new techniques every single day. So it's important that we take this seriously. So let's dive in a little bit deeper and have a look at an example of how we might put some protection in place if you're building your own LLM. Okay, so let's have a think about how you might protect your LLMs. It all sort of starts with the model itself, whether you're looking to build this on something like AWS or Azure. This is the thing that we're trying to protect. And obviously, if that's internal to your business, we might have users coming through and we've got prompts and response coming back to the LLM. Now, as we're sort of coding this up and we're building this out, we've got a few things to consider. There's the logic of the model itself. So how is it going to behave? What sort of style service is it? What are the sort of rules and regulations? We've also got things like a knowledge base. So if you want to feed this an internal data set or give it access to internet-based information, again, that may differ based on your use case. But a really important thing to also consider is the guardrails around this. And this is where security comes into play. Now, there's ways in which to bake internal guardrails, but one of the best ways is to have an external security system. So let's just call this the guard in this case. And this is going to be checking for a bunch of different things. So first of all, if there's any malicious, harmful or unwanted content being injected into the LLM through the prompt itself, it's going to be searching for sensitive data like PII, like other source code or something like that that we don't want leaked out of the trusted LM and to the external users, and also any attacks in the form of prompt injections, tricking the model into doing something it shouldn't, things like do anything now, if you're familiar with that sort of thing. So once this is in place, what will actually happen is the user will send a request to the LM. This will fire off to the security system, and if any of these checks are breached, we will sort of block or send a notification back to the LM to ensure that the response going back to the user is filtered. So we ensure that that attack does not take place, or that malicious bit of content does not go through. If a prompt comes through that is actually okay, and the security system deems that this is fine, then this can come back and this can be delivered okay back to the user. So just like any sort of protection, any sort of security system, as the requests are coming in, we're checking them, we're vetting them, and then we're filtering out any unwanted material to ensure that you can use all of the benefits of LLM while keeping your users and your data safe at the same time. All right, well, hopefully you enjoyed that and you found that useful. Make sure you tune in for the next episode of Cyber Caffeine Chats, where we're going to be talking about more concepts around AI security and diving in more next time to detection and response capabilities. With that, have a great week.